It was a night like any other, or so I thought. I was 17 years old, living in a quaint neighborhood in Ireland. My family was deeply involved in two sports, golf and boxing. While I wasn't particularly fond of golf, I had a passion for boxing, thanks to my grandfather. My grandfather was a legend in our community. He had been an amateur boxing champion back in the 60s and had spent the last few decades training aspiring boxers in our local community center. I was his protege, starting my training at the tender age of 8. But despite my love for boxing, I was never one to seek out confrontation. I preferred the controlled chaos of the ring to the unpredictability of the streets. Little did I know, the streets would soon become the setting for one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. It was around Easter time, and the city was alive with excitement. I had spent the evening with friends, playing pool at a local bar. As the night wound down, we parted ways, each heading home. I began walking to catch the bus. The familiar streets bathed in the soft glow of streetlights. But then I noticed him, a tall, bearded man in a gray tracksuit following me. At first, I brushed it off as a coincidence, but as I made a few turns, it became clear that he was tailing me. Panic began to bubble up inside me as I realized I was being followed. To reach my bus stop, I had to pass through an alley, a dark, foreboding pathway that seemed to stretch on forever. With each step, the feeling of dread intensified until it felt like a weight pressing down on my chest. I quickened my pace, hoping to outrun my pursuer, but he matched my every move. Then he spoke. A demand for my phone and wallet, his voice dripping with malice. I knew then that this wasn't a simple mugging. It was something far more sinister. Fear tightened its grip on me as he brandished a small combat knife, glinting menacingly in the dim light. In that moment, I was paralyzed, caught between the instinct to fight and the overwhelming urge to flee. But before I could make a move, he lunged at me, the blade slashing through the air with deadly precision. Instinct kicked in, and I managed to dodge the attack, adrenaline coursing through my veins. With a surge of adrenaline, I fought back, landing blow after blow in a desperate bid to escape. But this wasn't just any mugger. He was a formidable opponent, shrugging off my punches with ease. As he closed in for another strike, I knew I had to act fast. Summoning every ounce of strength, I delivered a powerful uppercut, stunning him long enough to break free. With my heart pounding in my chest, I sprinted toward safety, the sound of his enraged shouts echoing in my ears. I stumbled upon an ambulance parked nearby, the medics rushing to my aid as I collapsed from exhaustion and relief. The police were called, and I gave them a detailed description of my attacker, but he was never apprehended. In the weeks that followed, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the pit of my stomach. The thought of him out there, lurking in the shadows, haunted my every waking moment. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was a glimmer of hope, the knowledge that I had faced my darkest fears and emerged stronger for it. And though the scars of that night may never fully heal, they serve as a reminder of my resilience in the face of adversity.